ahoy, ahoy, and welcome back to part 2 of our amazing and insightful and very deep conversation with Ken Baxter. We're going to pick up right where episode 13, part 1, left off. Ken is still incarcerated, but getting the big picture from Doc and Rupert. So sit back and relax and just amaze yourself with this remarkable man and his story and his music here on the Rec Room Radio Hour podcast with the amazing and remarkable Ken Baxter.
We're getting off track.
It's okay. But you're right. So during the time that you're incarcerated, you're writing this book.
Yes.
Wow.
And we call it the philosophy of arson because out of the crime I committed came a way of life that I couldn't ever imagine in any part of my younger life. When they say, well, that wasn't me, and I don't remember a time when I did those things, I literally look at my past life and say, that was an interesting time, that guy that lived there. And it's not that I'm trying to push that away from myself. I totally embrace it. But to understand the things I now understand, I have a tough time putting that into words, how exciting it is to finally learn that I'm capable of learning. Yeah. So I spent a life being basically told that I couldn't.
I don't want to simplify this too much, but do you look at your life pre-incarceration and post-incarceration as two different lives?
Absolutely two different lives. Not even aspects of life, two different lives.
Okay.
This previous life was probably met with more success than you could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. Like we talked about, everything I did worked. Why? It wasn't because I was special or had these insane talents. Things work out. Life is not that complicated.
Right.
The problem was none of this had any meaning. Because again, I wasn't the musician I wanted to be. I wasn't the husband I wanted to be. I wasn't the father I wanted to be. Yeah. And those are the things that are supposed to matter, not the, well, you wrote a great song, or you can run really fast, or I wouldn't want to meet you in an alley. Those are not accomplishments. Those are people are afraid of, or they think that's cool. Yeah. So to go to prison and end up with nothing and then learn what life's actually about and meet human beings who are never leaving this institution that can teach you more than any class you could pay $40,000 a year for. Right. And to come out with this information, understanding that it isn't knowledge, it's a responsibility. Yeah. The Doc gave me everything that he could teach me. And he said, it's not that I want you to go out and teach the world. I want you to be 12 years old. Keep the 12-year-old enthusiasm you used playing hockey and take it into the world, and that will be something I could never do.
Yeah.
So I try to do that, yet I'm not satisfied with the people around me, which sounds pompous, but it's not. I demand more from the opportunities that people have availed to them. And what do I see? I got called a name on Facebook. And if I see someone's half-eaten sandwich as their Facebook sends, I mean, seriously? There's so much we could be doing. You say you're retired and I'm there. You're not. You're doing all these things you want to do that fulfill your life. And the majority of people I meet are doing things that they have to do. And if only I had this, I would be this happy. If only I could get rid of, seriously, it's all that easy. Yeah. You don't want that in your life, get rid of it. Oh, you think it's easy? It is. Yeah. So coming out with the book was, to realize I'm an author, I'm actually fascinated by that. Yeah. I was reading the book before, my own book, because I don't really read it. Yeah. And I actually enjoy reading the book.
I'm looking forward to reading it now.
And you'll probably be calling me going, and you did what?
No. I'm going to be calling you, but it's not because you did what? I was like,
But you'll see what I mean. It was scary calling it a philosophy book, but it is. It's based
honestly, I kind of, because I saw that, like I said, I saw that you were playing in Orlando, so I was like, oh, I'm intrigued by this guy. So I checked, and I was like, the philosophy of philosophy, okay. But it's not dry philosophy. It's not like reading Plato, which I've read, and I wanted to slit my wrist.
Well, here's the point. Doc said, you do not have the credentials nor the right to stand on a pedestal and teach anyone anything you've learned. If, however, you can put your ideals into a storyline, or more important, live it,
Yes.
then you have something to say.
Yep.
And that clicked in such a way. What do you mean? He said, philosophy isn't a class you take. Philosophy is a life you lead.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, yeah, I know that. I get that. Do you really?
No, you don't.
Because you need to choose something you believe in, right or wrong, and follow it until it's proven to be inconclusive or incorrect.
Could a 20-year-old person write a book of philosophy?
Sure. Absolutely. Why couldn't they? All they have to do is write down what they believe. And the problem
I guess
with that,
it's a philosophy according to this 20-year-old person.
yes, but philosophy is not, and here's the problem, your beliefs.
Got it.
Beliefs to me are the problem of society.
All right.
Anything that, and it's not the difference again between religion and science, but it is, if something can be disproved, then I want to deal with that.
Yeah.
If I wrote something that's incorrect in this book and someday I go, I feel differently now, then I know I've written something valuable because I've progressed.
You've progressed. You've moved
but
on.
If you have a subject that's simply a belief that can't be looked at or acknowledged or disproven, then it's not even a conversation.
Yeah.
It's like saying someone says, so are you an atheist? And we've discovered, why is that even a word? Why do I need to be something?
Yeah.
I'm not, like we say, I'm not a non-electrician, you know? so the philosophy
That was good enough you got a snort out of me. So
that has been my goal all day.
there you go. You got it, brother. You got it.
So to combine this with music too, back to I liked writing the songs, but as I got out, I realized that I still wasn't the musician I wanted to be because in many ways I've never spent the hours required. So I started spending the hours required only after discussing with my wife, is this what I want to do? Because at now I'm 63 years old. And your philosophy needs to be, what do you want to do with our next 20 years? Mm-hmm. And we were talking the other day, most people retire and it's beginning of the end. Mm. And retirement becomes a scary thing that you die of. Yeah. And so we talk about telomeres and keeping them growing by doing uncomfortable things. Mm-hmm. So for me, playing out music, especially original music, is uncomfortable. Yeah. Because I'm thin-skinned, even though I've been to prison. And that drives my life. Yeah. And when we got married, my wife and I, it was like, it wasn't, what do you want to do? It's, let's plan we have 20 years maybe left. Mm-hmm. How do you want to spend those 20 years? Yeah. And you realize it's mostly the things you don't want. I don't need this in my life. I don't need that. We need to, we need less friends. We need less things. Yeah. And so the second book is writing itself, except I don't have an ending. And I don't want it to be, I'm 80 years old. Yeah. So someone said, you just need to choose a point where you stop. Yeah. And this book ends before I even leave prison. But I won't ruin the ending.
Yeah, please don't.
It's only the time I was in prison with stories of my life thrown in. Yeah. And so that's what I think I'll do again. And I have piles of books filled with stuff for book 2.
Yeah, if I want to know how it ends, I'll call a fortune teller.
We have a son.
Hey,
you knew that, though.
I knew that, though. See, that's how it works. See,
All right, so that's actually. Should we do that story?
Let's do that story. So the song is called Fortune Teller.
Yes.
Tee it up for me.
All right, Fortune Teller is written on the album in 1996, which won Album of the Year in Worcester.
Yeah. And so they have an Album of the Year award in Worcester, Massachusetts?
Yes, they do.
We need to start something like that here.
I think there is that here. I think there's not a community. Or maybe there isn't, but there should be. I had one of those little gold albums in a glass, and it's kind of cool.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
And actually it slid down a bit, which in my sense actually represents what it really was. It's okay.
That's all right.
But anyway, this one particular song became the song off the album. The album was called Blink of an Eye. Okay. And I wrote the Blink of an Eye song at 4:00 in the morning.
All right. We're talking about what time? What
this
time
is
frame?
1994 or 5.
Okay.
Around there.
Still in Worcester.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so right around the early 90s, I actually wrote Fortune Teller. I went to Nashville, Tennessee. Why, I have no idea, to enter a songwriting contest, a guy from New England going down to country rock land. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even understand that, which was probably good.
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty good songwriter, and I get up there and I play the songs, and they're coming out pretty good. And the judges are judging, and I can tell instantly that I wasn't bad, but I wasn't piquing anyone's interest,
Right.
and I thought I was going to win.
Yeah.
And so I was really upset. So I went off stage and I'm going, I don't have anything left they're going to want to hear. I've written another ballad. I'm missing the mark here. Mm-hmm. So I actually have my guitar and I go into the bathroom and I'm pretty upset. And I'm listening to Eric Clapton's Tulsa Time being played on the radio.
Yeah.
And I'm going, that's what they want to hear, And I'm listening, it's got 2 chords.
It's all it is.
It's got an E and a B. And I went, living on Tulsa Time, I can't get out of my head. I want to be a fortune teller. Plagiarism. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So in the bathroom of the Grand Opry Hotel, I wrote this song with the most ridiculous words. And when I brought it back to Worcester, just so the spoiler alert, I walk out, I play the song, I win.
With the song you wrote in the bathroom. At the Opry
I win the
Hotel.
competition. And the best part about it is you win and you don't win.
Your credibility level just keeps going up and up.
But and here's you just such a segue into what reality is. So I win this, right? What do I win? I win an entire recording contract that's worth, and here's the key word, worth, like 9 or 10 grand. Yeah. You buy the studio time, you pay for the producer, and I'm going, I own my own studio.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we get, down here. So I come down and win the competition, and then I can pay for the right to record the song I'm going to go home and record.
Right.
Well, no, it's not like that. It is, but thank you, because I won. So I went back and recorded this song, and it became the favorite song off the album.
Yeah.
And which I find funny. And it's still, when I sing it nowadays, it's a little out of my range, but I do sing it with that, I won't be a fortune teller. I can't help it.
Sure.
Because it's got that twang.
When you write a song in Nashville, it's gotta have that twang to it.
And it's funny because if you play it along Tulsa Time, you'll go, he stole that song.
You know what, though? Brian Wilson stole everything in the early Beach Boys from Chuck Berry. So we're all stealing stuff.
And go to drop D on your guitar.
Bingo.
And you can play 25 songs in a row from Jason Isabel to Dear Prudence to a couple of Led Zeppelin songs. Yeah. And it's all the same 4 chords.
We're all copying from each other. So it's no big deal.
Which is a compliment.
Exactly.
So these lawsuits need to end.
Yeah,
not that I'm in one, but
that's right. So the song is Fortune Teller, and this is Ken Baxter. We have one more segment to go, but dude, I'm thinking I'm not going to want this to end because this has really been good. We're going to listen to Fortune Teller from Ken Baxter on the Rec Room Radio Hour podcast.
Fortune teller, so I can see inside your mind. I wanna look into the future. I know just how to make it mine. I wanna find $1 million inside your mind. I wanna look into the future and know just how to make it mine, oh mine. I use my great imagination. I have a billion things to do. Oh, and I promise I never lie. Steal the cattle river where they say parachutes. I got no reason to be flying high. That don't mean that I won't try. I got no right to any alibi, but I can't lie. I wanna be singing on the radio. I wanna star in a picture show. I wanna be living on the highest hill, overlooking time. I wanna be a fortune teller. I wanna be a star shaker. I wanna run around in circles, just trying to find my baby.
Fortune teller. Great. So wrote that in a bathroom in the Opryland Hotel.
The Grand Opry Hotel, yep.
Oh, funny. It does have some Tulsa time in it.
It does. It's. I added another chord because I thought wasn't fair.
Yeah,
One
it's
more
always-
to it.
Again, you had 3 chords
Yep.
when you start, 2 chords now. So, yeah.
So I'm regressing musically.
No, I don't think
All right.
so.
Well, to set the, I guess we need to set the calendar right. That's the song that is pretty much in the past because we wanted to go back to musical roots.
Yeah.
After the whole comedy scenes and playwriting stuff, and so, and the first song I'm in here was actually we said sung for an inmate.
Yeah.
So when I came out of prison.
Yeah.
And we said that this could be said in a sentence, but I actually married the doctor's fiance that died in prison, and she took me to state
Okay,
college.
so it's in the book, though.
Yeah.
I mean, about the fate of your doctor.
Yes.
Your doctor, essentially your mentor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, probably one of the better friends I've ever had in my life.
Because mentor is not a verb; it's actually a noun. Mentor was the teacher of Achilles.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So just when you think he can't pull anything more out of his head. Well, and
Useless knowledge, my friend.
There is
Useless
a line
knowledge.
in the book where I spoke of we had passed the teacher-student stage a while back, and we talked about his cancer, and we talked about why he was not telling anybody about it, especially his fiance. And to make an extraordinarily complex story short,
But so Doc died.
Doc dies in prison of cancer.
God bless
Yep.
America.
And again, and to watch him go, and there's a story in the book where he's taken away in the middle of the night. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm kicking my door because it occurs to me that I want to get out and say goodbye. And the guard is going, Kenny, I can't let you out of your cell. You're on camera. It's 4:30 in the morning. I said, it's Doc. He says, I understand, but no. And it was just a no. And I knew I'd never see him again, ever, because I knew he was going to. And that's a strange, I mean, you can't even just let someone, this guy has given us all so much.
Yeah.
And I never saw him again after that moment. He went in and they were attempting, his partner at the time was a naturopathic doctor trying to get him out on compassionate leave, which is a funny word for the prison system because they wanted him to pass away in prison and they got their wish. And I mean, we could go on for hours on what medical actually means when you're in prison, and it's not for your betterment. But I ended up marrying his fiance, which sounds strange, because she continued my education for 3 more years, once a month, without missing a visit. With philosophy, psychology, brilliant woman, and who had clinical OCD. And so we did stay married for 5 or 6 years, and it became untenable at one point because it was an illness that no matter how smart you are, I was unable to actually bridge. And so it was kind of hard. I think music played a role in that because being a writer, she thought, I'll just stay in the house and write. But I wanted to play music. One of the teachers that teaches my book at Penn State, Professor Molly Countermine, became my musical partner and introduced me to all the places in State College to play. I started a large show called The Philosophy of Hope for the Jan Marie Foundation, which raises awareness of mental health issues and suicide. It was a perfect fit. I could give something back. And we've done it for 5 straight years.
Oh, wow.
And so that was really, I think, what I was meant to do, and to continue music with a purpose behind it. And but it did end that marriage. And at the end of that, I moved out here to Muncie to a farmhouse to become its caretaker to finish the book. It was impossible to finish under the circumstances. And I met my current wife, and it sounds like, what does this guy do? He's just jumping from prison to wives to, and yes, I mean, we could go there. You can make a case for that, but I digress. But musically, the problem was, we remember as a child, I never learned to play. And in prison, I learned all the math behind music. The problem is, you brought it up, was muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's a difference between understanding math and applying it.
Right.
And so
there's a quote from William Osler, who is
Of course there is.
There's a quote from William Osler, who is the father of modern medicine, said you can learn medicine from a book, but you have to experience and practice medicine to actually internalize it and learn it. Same with how you learn, the whole mathematics of music, but to learn that muscle memory to actually
and it doesn't carry over.
Right.
And so if you don't put in the time, I guess like a chess master playing actual games.
Yeah.
So there's where I stumbled again. I wasn't nearly as good as I wanted to be, and now it mattered. And I guess I should have asked why, because Doc taught me always to, is this something you want to pursue? And now being in my 60s, I had to make a decision. Is this something I want to pursue? Do I want to pursue becoming a better musician? Yeah. And it was almost absolutely you do. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you become as good as you want an hour before you die. It's one of those things you're going to have to accept as something you did for yourself. Yeah. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I understood what you had just said before, that I could come here and die, and that's the way you approach life. If no one ever hears my improvement in music, it has to be enough for me.
Right.
And then when it was, all of a sudden I became better. and it's weird how this works.
Yeah.
But I'm a better musician now, physically, the things I'm capable of playing at any time in my life, hands down. There's no comparison.
Yeah.
I wish I had the voice I had as a 20-year-old, but I don't. Yeah. And it's okay. I can pretend I do. That's when math comes, key changes. So. And I'm not sure how low you can keep dropping things before they're on.
I don't know. Ask some of these classic rock guys and gals that are still out there
They're
doing
still pulling it off.
All they have to do is change the key down, man. They can just keep going. So you're, okay. So
I didn't confuse you enough.
No. Fascinating life. So you come back to Pennsylvania, having married Doc's wife.
Yes. His fiance.
His fiance. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you married his wife. You married his fiance. All right. So this is you. So you settled. You first settled in State College, or you came to Muncie, or where?
I settled in. Actually, we lived in Bellefonte, but on the side that was still considered State College, way up on a hill called Purdue Mountain Road.
All right.
Because she needed a house that was hundreds of yards off the road and away from
the OCD thing.
18 acres of it was. I mean, I needed a chainsaw to clean up, but I actually enjoyed it. But in many ways, it was strange because I went from one prison to another.
Yeah. Wow.
And I hate to say that, but look, it's what happened, and it's okay. Again, that's what you know. The doctor that had to talk about us about getting divorced said just that. They said the way you're living is. It's almost abuse. And I'm going, no, I don't mind. And they said, no, that this marriage needs to end for the betterment of both of you. She was no longer being a doctor. I was trying to pursue, and then I felt guilty. I'm trying to pursue what I wanted.
Right.
And instead of being grateful for her continuing my education and taking me home. Yeah. And so there's some truth to that. And Doc had prepared me for that. And he said, at some point in your life, you're going to find, it's almost as if he could see this coming.
Wow. I thought about the same thing as you're talking, like,
He didn't. It's like he knew we were going to end up together, and he said, "But here's the thing." He said, "Someday you're going to come to a point where doing the right thing is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, and you're leaving with an education would have you believe that you're only going to do the right things." Yeah. And then it turned out he was right. That I've never caused that amount of pain. And to watch my wife stand there knowing we needed to not be together and have it be so painful, I'm going, so this is what I've come to? I've come this far to cause another human being this much pain. I don't like us. I don't like human beings. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
And so that was hard. And then I move out to Muncie, and it sounds crazy, but then I meet the most amazing human being that I've ever come across in my life. And that seemed not fair. Why? Why do I keep getting these opportunities of just sheer happiness to the point where people just want to slap me? And so then I started realizing I need to be quiet.
Yeah.
And I wanted to yell to the world, look how happy I am, but you need to shut up.
Yeah.
Which I have a hard time speaking, as you might have noticed.
I've noticed that. Yeah. It's really hard to get things out of you.
I know.
It really is. Yeah. This is going to be the most boring podcast we've had because I can't get this guy to talk.
So that's book 2. Everything we're talking about now.
Okay. So you have you have another book that you're working on.
Yes, and the album is basically all the songs are done, and I don't know if I should. I think I'll probably release the album before the book this time because it's ready.
Well, let's tee in on. Okay, so you're back in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You're living in Muncie.
Yeah.
You meet the most incredible woman in the world.
Yes.
And you've been married how long?
We've been officially married 2 years.
All right.
But we've not left each other's side for almost 5.
Good. Yeah.
And so we are and we actually approach life the way I think it should be approached is what do we want to do together? And every decision that I base my life on is made for both of us.
Yeah.
And that's something I never did, but it never occurred to me that I never did that in my life.
Wow.
It's strange how you think you've come to this level of education and you realize a lot of things still end up being about me.
Yeah.
And so to feel like I want to do something for someone else entirely was a gift.
Yeah. Wow.
And that I never really had. And it's strange that it doesn't matter how old you get, you never learn, you never stop learning.
Yeah.
So I am blissfully happy, but I'll calm down.
No! Revel in your happess, brother. You deserve it.
I can no longer write these really sad ballads, though.
You know what? There's a couple writers out in this area that they write these heartfelt love songs, and they're just, I can't write that. I write about watching for deer, man. I can't write, so revel in your happiness, man. Yeah.
I taunt in my new song. One of the new ones on the new album is called God Doesn't Want Me Because the Devil, She's Not Finished With Me.
There you go.
And it's strange because it's a song about, in many ways, I believe part of my punishment was staying on earth. And because there's a line in the song about feel like I'm blamed for my son's death. I feel like I have to own that, share that. And wow, this takes us full circle. Remember we talked about being proud of my son?
Yeah.
And his accomplishments could be mine?
Yeah.
Well, they can't. Because if they are, then why isn't the death of my other son all on me?
Yeah.
Why can't do I get to choose which one is mine?
Yeah.
And so, no. So in many ways, I lose out on the accomplishments of my son because of what happened to my other son.
Okay.
And you can say, well, that wasn't his life. It is what you get defined by.
Yeah.
When you choose to take your life, that's your legacy. Yeah. And mine was, which is strange, mine is still blowing a house up and going to prison, but it's not. So I'm contradicting myself. Yeah. And maybe that's what Doc saw that I could do, step beyond even the grief of losing a son and get my other son back.
Yeah. Wow.
So we do it. Wow, we're actually being, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here, but
I don't know.
It's kind of a nice feeling. I didn't think you'd get that out of me, you scoundrelous interview person.
Yeah. Curse you, interview person. So the philosophy of arson, again, I was turned away by the philosophy thing. It's like, I don't need this. But this is really, this is really your life story.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. It
Wow.
is. And well, it has the musical note and the piano. And
Yes.
you see people, when we were at a book fair, people kept coming up. I don't get the word along with the music. Well, then read it. Because so that I don't get where the connection
I never got
comes
that
from.
far because I got the philosophy and I stopped. I'm like, oh, no. I can't do that.
Well, there was a famous author that I met on Cape Cod.
Karen got
Yeah,
it.
I saw that.
Okay,
Emmanuel
yeah.
Kant. You know what? I was going to say, I can't believe how quick you are at pulling these things out of the air, and I can't remember what I had for breakfast. 'Cause I'm starting to lose my mind, and you're now driving it home that I have lost because I can't keep up with your wits.
Sorry.
But the philosophy name,
Yeah.
I kept it because it's just true. It's what it is.
Yeah.
I was on Cape Cod, and I got a chance to talk to a famous author who was there, and he listened to my story. He said, that should be a movie.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I said, yeah. And he said, what's the name of your book? I said, The Philosophy of Arson. He goes, oh, it's great to have a working title. And so he did not like the name.
Oh, funny.
And he said, it's going to turn people off. But to me, it's how I got through prison was with philosophy.
Yeah.
And to put in arson, to me, it's, that's what I was charged with. That's my crime.
Yeah.
It has almost zero. Sometimes I have to remind myself, well, you actually committed a crime and it was a class, 1 felony and you went to prison for it.
Right.
But to me, it was this incredible opportunity to experience something. So I guess that's selfish. Yeah. But I felt like we talked about walking in a prison cell, and I used these moments because in grief counseling, you have to learn to really go through what's happened to you. Well, try spending 4 or 5 years in a cell walking back and forth, blaming yourself for the death of your son. Yeah. You run out of reasons why it's your fault, and it takes a long time. So in many ways, I feel like I've gone beyond that, and I still wake up with the mornings that are wrong. Sure. But now I can do something about it. And yes, it happened, and I still have trouble not owning it all, as the same as I have not being able to accept, boy, my other son has all these moments. Is that what he's defined by? Yeah. Shiny, beautiful statues, which are great, but it's not who he is. Yeah. He's a bad golfer. I'll get to say that on the air.
Well, Yeah. Okay, right. So this is the third segment. You know what? This is my podcast. If I want to do a fourth segment, we can. I can do that because it's my podcast, damn it. We've
only been here for like once.
How many days are we going to spend doing this interview?
And I am interviewing you. That's coming.
So let's get us up to today. Okay. You live in Muncie on a farm.
Yes.
Okay. Married to a wonderful woman who I've got to meet for like the last 3 hours, but she is a remarkable woman.
She is.
And this book. So this book, The Philosophy of Arson, don't let the philosophy, dissuade you from reading it because I'm going to.
Can't not.
Can't. No, that's right. That's right. I'm trying to think of the next philosopher that I can't think of another philosopher. Immanuel Kant's the only one I can think of. So this book also has a soundtrack to it.
It does.
Yes. So my musical touchstone, I don't call him my hero because he would flinch at that. But my musical touchstone also had a novella with a soundtrack. And Michael Nesmith, The Prison, is a book with a soundtrack. So his idea was you put the record, this is back in the old record days, you put the record on, you start reading the book, and it's him singing in that. So it's it works sometimes, but not all. Obviously, this book is thick enough that you would have to have like 3 or 4 albums to be the soundtrack to the book.
Yes.
How does the book and the soundtrack kind of tie in together?
All right. Well, the obvious one is the "I'm in Here" song, which is actually written about an inmate who was never leaving prison and who wanted the world to be aware that one time in his life, he was like the rest of us. And he's not. He's not even claiming he is.
And this is Rudy.
This is Rupert, yes.
Rupert, sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to say his name again just so, you know,
so people
my
would
philosophy is
remember.
if you say someone's name, they live again. So Rupert.
And another one of the songs that I was surprised that ended up on the album is called Walk the Line. And obviously you immediately think of Johnny Cash in prison. And that's exactly where it came from. Only my next door neighbor's name was Bruce. And Bruce, again, I'm in the lifers unit, and he'd been in for 30 years also. We sat and talked about his life and his crime and how he picked up a phone, turned himself in, and came to prison understanding what he had done. And he was a jack of all trades. And it's almost right out of a movie because our cells connected by a vent. And at night I would listen to him to watching these old black and white movies and singing this song. And so I asked him what he was singing. I said, I hear you singing this song all the time about the Walk the Line. He goes, it's that Johnny Cash song. I'm going, yeah, well, Bruce, it's not. You're singing nothing like the Walk the Line. Yeah. And he said, no, it is. It's I walk the line. You know, I sing the blues. I feel much better when I do. I'm going, that's not a line in the song. I couldn't get the melody line of him singing that out of my head. So I recreated it. Wrote it all down, wrote the words he sang. So when I came out of prison, I recreated it exactly and even sang it like him. You have to picture this 74-year-old black guy who would sing, I walk the line. That's how he talked. Sure. And so I actually sing it that way on the album for the first couple verses, which some people go, why are you singing like that? It's a long story. Yeah. So that song is written about him. Another song is about the relationship between myself and Doc's fiance turning into friendship to, I think we'll get married. Yeah. Another song is about the heartbreaking moment of conversing with my son through letters and being from a next generation. He had never written an actual letter in his life. And it turned out to be the connection that we would have. I would ask him for digits of pi written on the back of his letters. Because he would go, why don't you just look it up, Google it. But Nick, again, I'm in prison, no computers. It's not like TV. Right. And he didn't get that. So he would send digits and up to 1,500, which in one of them he actually, I don't think this is healthy anymore, which is... But,
so wait a minute, he's extrapolating pi down to like...
He would write a letter answering questions that I would ask, and then on the back he would print out the next, say, 500 digits of pi.
Oh, so this was a continuous. Holy jeez!
And we did this for a couple of years until I could recite 1,500 digits, and I could also do this in a prison van with. And sorry, but these 7 children screaming about cars they'd be stealing when they get out as we drove to the south end of Boston. And I literally cleaned the entire south end of Boston with, one of those guys with the edger or a bag picking up rubbish for a couple of years. But at least I got to be outdoors. There you go. But I would recite pi while I worked or sing songs to an electric hedge trimmer or a leaf blower. And they were mostly in the key of C. And these are things that you only would know if you actually spent time doing things like this.
Wow.
But so talk about getting off. How did we
Yeah,
even
where did we get there? Squirrel?
How did we get to that? We were talking about my wonderful wife, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden I ran back to prison. Well, that's a strange. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Moving right along. So you're living in Muncie.
Yep.
With this great woman.
Yes.
And we're not going to go down another rabbit hole.
Nope.
The book with the soundtrack. Now, if I read the book, will I know? I mean, or we just listen to the album and kind of put it together yourself. I mean, how much of this do you spoon feed to the reader?
I would say we don't at all.
Good.
Because in my mind, the album itself should stand on its own.
Okay.
It's otherwise it would make no sense. You should be able to enjoy the song for what it is.
Okay.
And I mean, and then if I explain to you, you can see the meaning in the song. Oh yeah, I can see why you did that. Yeah. One of the songs was written about the comical court-appointed lawyer I had, who I called my cousin Vinny.
Yes.
And it's shameful what they would pass off as a court-appointed lawyer. Mm-hmm. But I didn't care. I was going to prison. I knew it. And he had to do his job. It's just that he could have at least tried. Yeah. And so I wrote this song called, I love this movie called My Cousin Vinny Made Me Want to Marry Marissa Tomei. And I sang it during court. to not have to be there. And I loved the song so much it ended up on the album.
Okay.
And so they and like I said,
So you
the other
did.
one,
So you debuted the song in court.
actually, yes, singing it in court. That's a great point. Did you ever play this song out? Yes, in Worcester Superior Court.
Yeah.
And the mission
So when you're
song.
playing out and you play this song, you've got to use that as a story.
I do, but picture a crowd that doesn't know me. And here
Well,
we talk about back in central Pennsylvania now, and they go, I wrote this song in a prison cell, and people like put their forks down and go, what did he just say?
Yeah. Well. So all right. So let's. You're an amazing man.
You're an amazing man.
No, you're an amazing man. We got to get you out to some of these listening rooms because we do this thing. We're doing it Friday down in Lock Haven. So songs and stories, and my stories are so lame.
Actually, see, I'm gonna, right there. I'm gonna out you right here on the radio,
right,
because
right.
in between our breaks, we talk about Mike's life, and his life is absolutely fascinating, and I'm gonna get it on tape. No one should believe that your life is anything but amazing.
Oh, forget. So we're in Muncie. You're here. You've been in Muncie for how long now?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is kind of where we're going to kind of tie everything up. Although I do give you an out at the very end of the interview. So you're living in Muncie for 4 years, you said.
Yep.
And I've seen that you've played out, a couple places. The album that goes with The Philosophy is Arson, and the album that you did with the Joe Cocker band, is that the only two things that you have out, or do you have anything more? I mean, what else do you have?
Musical-wise, that's pretty much what's actually available out there. And there's probably 30 more songs that I'm considering, especially since I live here in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. It seems to me that less produced versions of music garner more attention. So to me, that's easier. Yeah. So what I'm starting to do is write a lot of the songs or record them in their written format, the way I wrote them before they get overproduced. Okay. Although I love harmony. So I have an entire album I'm going to keep separate that'll be basically an unplugged version. And then the next book there's already, I'm going to say, a dozen songs that are the story of what I experienced when I got out of prison. Okay. And a lot of that it's not that it isn't positive. It's just that I have to say I became a little disappointed because we talked about that. I was disappointed in people and how much, I don't know, how much opportunity is available to them, and yet they don't seem to want to take it. Yeah. And we seem to be on that way. We're headed down that track as a country. And it's strange to see this happen in such a short time. Yeah. But I went to prison for a while, and when I came out, I didn't come out to the same world. I mean, I had no idea what it meant. Why were people walking around staring at their phones? Yeah. I had never seen that. Yeah. And when I got my first iPhone, I kept it in its box for 1 year. And I would open the box and take the phone out. And I didn't know. She's laughing.
Karen's in the room with us as we're doing the interview. She's shaking her head, yes. Yeah. So you kept, so
I kept it in a box.
You kept it in the box until you needed it. Yes. It was like a prized possession.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how to use it. Oh. I didn't know I never texted. Didn't understand technology. And since I wanted to record, I had to learn Pro Tools, which is like the top industry recording. Yeah, yeah. And information overload was a lot. Yet.
So the 5 years you were in prison. So, and I don't think we narrowed this down. What were the year? What years were you in prison?
2009 to 2014.
No kidding.
Yep. And so actually that's what stuns a lot of people. That's recent.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. So I'm glad we clarified that. And again, I'm not a professional interviewer. I should have established that before. So this is recent. So I mean, the whole explosion of technology, the whole social media thing, the whole, the smartphone in air quotes. You come out and had to learn that.
I walked right into it, and I didn't understand it, nor did I get the point.
Yeah. Okay, so we kind of laughed when you had the phone in the box, but I can see that. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about that, like the professor and my wife, who's still laughing. That I mean, you can hear the nice shiny box cover lift off, and it had the plastic still on it. I never took it off, and I only used it when I had to.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe.
And now I text and drive.
Yeah, but see, I was going to say, maybe you had the right idea to begin with.
I did.
You did. If we could all be like Ken. That should be our philosophy.
Well, and
Let's be
that's
like
my
Ken.
disappointment. My disappointment, I didn't finish that. It's not that I'm disappointed in the world. I'm disappointed in how easy I am lured back into baked goods and fake things.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in phenomenal shape when I got out of prison. And now I embarrass myself in the morning in the mirror. And I am to blame. There's no one else that I can blame, but it's so easy. It's so easy to go down this hole.
It is. Yeah.
And I blame her for everything, and so I'm a little disappointed in myself.
You know, for the fact that you're in bad shape because she's a good cook or what?
She bakes.
Oh, she bakes.
She's a baker.
Ooh.
And she weighs 109 pounds and she can eat anything.
Yeah.
You know, she's one of those, you go out to dinner and you're going to finish that? And just take it right off of your plate.
So you got to be careful because she's here.
Yeah, I know.
You know, she's gonna.
She did just.
Well,
kick me.
I know, and you know, I don't want to be on the ride home.
Well, that's never been a problem.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I bet you want to talk now, don't you?
You can. I mean, if you know, chime in if you'd like.
Thank you.
Okay. She says, because I'm going to go off on you first, and then I'm going to hit Ken. So you're back. So I'm trying to wrap this up here because we're in the final segment. But so I just brought up my question. See, this is what I love because this is all spontaneous. This is not rehearsed. This is not scripted. So, like I said, I think where you gave me the compliment of, you know, my stories and that.
Yeah.
But, you know, you do the song, you know, I do the songs and stories and like, you know, but yeah, I mean, I think you would snatch somebody up with the stories that go along with the song. I am so now going to stop the book I'm reading and get into your book.
It's not because I wrote it, but you won't, of all people, after I've learned who you are,
Yeah.
you will not be disappointed in this.
Yeah. So as I said, we're kind of down to the now. You're playing out here. You played at Orlando's down in Muncie. Are you playing anywhere else? I mean, you've done a couple open mics. It sounds like.
Yeah, I'm playing at the James Restaurant.
Oh, when?
In July,
Sweet.
July 15th, and
how'd you
I'm
get
realizing.
that gig?
Well, my wife did. She just made a phone call, and I sent a guy a couple of songs. He said, "Yeah, you can play here." And we're finding out that
Is she hiring out as a booking agent?
well,
or
she
is
should.
She
She
really
should do. It should be all about me all the time. I don't know why she goes to work. but at first I was hesitant because I don't want to go out and not be good, and you have to put some work into it.
Yeah.
And
You got
it's
till July,
important to
though.
me to be. And if you never play out, you can always just be great.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get out there, you need to be prepared to play what people want because you're there for their entertainment.
Right.
But I have trouble communicating. So
Yeah, I've noticed
yeah.
that.
But I like to talk to an audience about what I'm playing and why I'm playing it.
Yeah.
Even why I chose a cover tune. I
Right.
love this song from, you know, I want to do a Monkees tune because I loved them.
Yes. Same here.
So I don't think I'll ever stop doing that. And,
Yeah.
and that's not conducive to every place. But
Right.
moving from State College to Muncie, in my mind, is 75 miles down the road. But it's two different worlds. It's
How so?
Well, the musicians sort of know each other. There's a lot of disconnect between.
You talk about State College.
Yes,
Okay.
from there to here. There's a lot of like people go, well, where do you play out in Williamsport, and people from here go, well, how do I play in State College?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's only 75 miles down. It's not that far away.
Right.
And so that's why since I do shows every September at State Theater, I want to bring people from here, and Mike, with me and play in September to try to get we're going to go see the Collective.
The Uptown Music Collective.
Yes.
Yeah.
This Saturday.
Was it? What are they?
They're playing with the singer from The Voice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Morgan Miles. Thank you. Yes.
So we're
Well, she's an alumni of
Yeah.
the Uptown Music
Yeah,
Club.
and that's why I think they're playing.
Yeah.
But there's so much valuable resources here and people doing things that I would like to film some of it, get a couple of it on originals, and maybe let my son pick one or two that he could produce.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're doing a song called the Children's Song now, and we were looking for choirs.
Oh, wow.
But the only ones I know are actually still back in State College. And I have to get it done before school ends.
Oh, yes. And so TikTok.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
April.
So, but come September, we'll probably be trying a couple of different schools, or even trying to contact them to see if they'd like to be involved.
Sure. So let's back up to your son who is involved in music. Just really quick, it's kind of.
Yeah, he's got the Berkeley production engineer. He's.
That's right. This is the one that hung out with you in the home studio and then went to the Berkeley.
So I can collect all the credit for that.
There you go.
Well, I mean, he's movies are La La Land, Star is Born.
Wow.
He did the soundtracks for Guardians of the Galaxy, Night in Miami, just won the Oscar for Coda, filmed up in New England.
Yeah.
He's just finished a movie called Maestro with Bradley Cooper, which isn't out yet, and The Color Purple he's working on, and just took the Bob Dylan movie, which he'll film in New York City this summer.
Yeah.
And so he'll be close. So
okay, what's your son's name? Because
his name is Nikolai Baxter, and
all right.
you can look him up and see his, he's got a really nice smile in the picture sitting in front of his mixing board.
Yeah, good for him. But come on. It started with you at home, man. Come on.
I love how you keep just bringing that back up.
No, because that's cool.
I'm going to remind him of that.
That's right. You should, damn it. But Nick, you're here because of your dad. So.
And you heard it here.
That's right. Wow. So you came from your mom. Your mom was a piano teacher. You said a classical pianist.
Yeah, she was just brilliant.
You are a tremendously gifted, brilliant, talented musician, singer, songwriter, and your son does it.
Yes.
Damn, man, you done good.
You were all right. I can retire now.
Yeah. I highly recommend it.
I can't. I just can't. I'm afraid my telomeres will just quit growing, and that'll be the end of me. The signal will say, you're done. You have nothing to offer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So instead, we're going to hike the Lycoming, what is it? The
Loyal
Sock Trail. We're going to do that this summer, and
good for you.
to keep moving. And
Good.
Although I have bears tend to like me. I've been attacked a couple times since I moved to Muncie.
Really?
Taken right to the ground.
Wow.
And then
no kidding.
Yeah.
So you've wrestled bears?
No, I curled in a ball and made a nice, I think it was an F sharp noise, like a small child. And it hit the dirt and breathed right in my face.
No
and
kidding.
Their breath smells like a garbage disposal that hasn't been used in 10 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, look what they eat.
And then I went back in the woods about a week later and confronted the same bear. And this time I clapped my hands and it spoke to me. It looked right at me and said, "Yeah, I've already dealt with you. You're nothing." It didn't even acknowledge my presence. It was I was not worth its time.
So
So that's embarrassing, I love nature.
No. See, I'm an optimist. See, so you tangled with the bear, and then you went back for a second round, and the bear's like, "No,
come on."
Yeah. Now maybe the bear was scared.
It was not. Not scared. I have conversations.
But you were a
with
black
them.
belt.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, black bear.
Yeah,
bigger.
Yeah. I guess that's in the pecking.
They
order,
come.
so.
They take the garbage. We have conversations at night.
Okay.
But a deer eat out of my hand, so that's nice.
That's good. Yeah.
So there's this nature thing going on.
So you're living the life in Muncie.
Yes, and the thing is, I love this area.
And you know what? I do too. And I think you kind of hit on it a little bit in that, at least as far as the music community is concerned, to a point, to a person, very supportive of each other. There are more places to play here than a comparable town. A lot of other places. I was just down in Montgomery, Alabama, and friends of mine, and they say, "Man, you guys are playing all the time. We can't play like that down here. There's no place to play." I'm.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. So you're gonna play the James, thanks to your booking agent.
Yep.
You're working on the next book.
The Philosophy of Hope is the working title.
Aha!
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. Well, and just so that you, well, I'm sure I'm keeping the word philosophy in just because it'll bug you.
That's it. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm not going to read that philosophy. Give me a break. And there'll be another soundtrack to the Philosophy of
Yeah,
Hope.
there will.
Yeah, good.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
Good. And so you're doing the Bob Dylan show on the 29th of September out in State College.
Well, unfortunately, that's what it's turned into because my son's coming and doing the Bob Dylan movie.
And this is does it go by Nicholas or Nick?
Nikolai.
Nikolai.
I call him Nick. But we have free reign to play whatever we want. I produce the show, but already we're being jammed into the Dylan theme because he's just going to be next door. But we're hoping that he'll come and actually play a couple songs from the movie.
Yeah.
And but we're allowed to do.
But you've done this before. But I'm okay. I misunderstood. I thought it was a Dylan theme each year.
No. I usually write 3 or 4 originals just for the show, and we try to bring in different people. It's usually anywhere from 8 to 14 people on stage.
You know what's going to happen when this drops? You're going to get your phone's going to blow up. Everybody's going to want to play.
Well, they can. That's why I want to take a contingency from Williamsport to State College in September to play a couple songs because I just think the bringing people together is what it's all about. Especially for Jan Marie Foundation it's all about mental health, and so it's just you couldn't.
Now you've talked about Jan Reed Foundation.
Yeah,
you've talked about that just kind of in passing. Kind of elaborate a little bit more on that because that's what this show is supporting.
Yes, this was Jana Marie was Vasari, took her life in I'm going to say 2000. I want to say 11 and in State College, and her sister Marissa started a foundation in her name, and it's been going a couple of years when I moved here. So I immediately just loved the family, the father, the mother, they're wonderful. So I said, I want to do something with you guys. And we're in our 5th year.
No kidding.
And it's working out pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a fine line though, between entertaining people and a message of mental health, especially since I lost a son. Yeah. The suicide message is there, but it's hard. I don't want people leaving depressed.
Right.
But so it's taken all 5 years to really figure out how to do this just right.
Good.
And we keep trying to convince my son every year to come back. He came for year 1. Yeah. And it's been a while. Well, I should tell him, you know what? The first year he came turned into Coda, which is a Oscar-winning movie. Yeah. So if he comes again, then that means the Dylan movie will guaranteed to win.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
You heard it here.
There you go. All right. So that will be Oscar 2024 then? Is that what we're looking at then? Making that prediction?
Yes.
We're going to put it down right here.
Well, actually,
it's already on tape. So it's
very, very possible that it won't. I've come to realize how long it takes to make movies.
Oh, right.
Like when Star is Born, when that came out. I mean, I thought...
Which one? 30s, 70s, or...
With Bradley Cooper.
Got it.
Okay. He did that one, and I remember, didn't you do this movie like 4 years ago? And so The Color Purple, it's been being filmed for 3 years, and he's still doing final mixes.
Wow.
And so everything's and COVID really put things behind. Yeah. So even though they're filming this summer, it's on, you never know, it could be summer of 2024 or not.
But the show, and I'm not going to call it the Dylan show now. 29th of September at the State Theater.
Yes,
in State College.
State College.
All right. And before we get to the final thing, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
We've probably talked about. I'm almost afraid to listen to this because there's nothing we didn't talk about. Well, and actually, my hope is to make this where I play the most. Since I'm right here, it's really nice, and I'm realizing there are a lot of places to play. I want to find the right places so that
the chat. And I don't have rose-colored glasses because I do when I do the radio show and I do this. This is a remarkably talented area. However, finding the place for the singer, songwriter, storyteller is a bit of a challenge. There are places, but I know people. And you want people from Williamsport? I know people. So, I mean,
So this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
I don't know about that, but no, I think so. But seriously, getting your wheelhouse, because I am going to come and see you play somewhere, and I'm going to be enthralled by the stories as well as the music. I can just see that already. And that's the biggest challenge in this area, is to find that place where you can go and people are actually listening. They're there, but it's a challenge.
It is. Well, because you have to go for that reason.
Exactly.
And especially if it's a restaurant, people are eating.
Yep.
Or they're meeting all their friends there. And I don't mind that. It's more what you're used to.
Yeah.
But even on occasion, I played at the View restaurant in Boalsburg.
Okay.
It's a golf course, and that, I thought I'm not going to fit in here, but still I talk. Mm-hmm. So the table in front of me asked who I was, and I started telling them the story. And I said, this one I wrote for a guy who was next to me in prison. It's dead silence in the restaurant. And then people got up, and I'm like, I've offended people. And they all started moving forward to and I said, I'm just going to be me. That's one of the better nights I've had.
Yeah.
And then I think it was last night I started talking, and someone goes, well, then just play the song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I realized, you don't do that here.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just got to read the audience, but sometimes,
you never know.
You never know.
But I just think I want to, when someone is speaking, especially if they're doing an original, tell me what it's about.
Exactly.
Why'd you write it?
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's for me as a, I like that. I like, telling the stories. And even if it's a cover, why'd you choose this cover?
Why'd you choose this cover?
Yeah. I start with, wow, this isn't about me.
It is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We almost
So your booking agent got you into the James in July. We got the Dylan show.
Called it that again. You have to call it the Dylan show then.
No, don't do that. You have the show at the State Theater on the 29th of September. Anything else coming up?
I don't think so. My agent's just looking the other way now. Oh. Well, as you know,
you
as
can't
a
fire
musician,
her, though.
Here's the problem: when you come to a new area, you're behind a year. Some places are booked till Christmas already, and so I need to just get started.
Yep.
Even if it's meeting someone and go, I don't have an opening until October, or well, call me if someone cancels.
Yeah.
And actually, that's what I've been doing in State College. I have an agent there that. He just calls me and says, hey, I have an opening in 2 days. Can you take it? Yep, I'll do it.
Wow.
And it used to be, well, I don't know. I get nervous. Now I just go play.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And you do. I'm still a little rusty, but it's so nice to sit there now and be confident of what I'm playing.
Yeah.
On either piano or guitar.
Okay, so now we started doing this feature called the Rig Rundown. And it's kind of hard to do in an audio format. I mean, at some point, maybe I'll start doing videos and that. What's your go-to guitar?
A Taylor 414.
Ooh, cutaway or no cutaway?
It's a cutaway.
Okay.
It's basically called the industry workhorse.
Yes.
And I like it better than the more expensive series, like a 616s. They're great recording, a little too bright for live.
Well, the 6s are maple, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're really high.
Bright.
Ooh,
And even if you buy a Fishman amp, which is designed the same pickup as in there, you have to almost take the high ends off of it. So,
I had a 618, and I ended up selling it because it was just so bright.
It is. It's so. I'm glad someone agrees with me.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful guitar, better for finger picking because you get a duller sound on the hands. But so that's my go-to guitar. I have a 200 series, I think, that I love.
Yeah.
Because I detune it to almost an Ed Sheeran tuning, where the G is dropped to an E.
Okay.
And so you can play all of those photograph, and I've written a whole series of originals in that tuning.
Okay.
I use drop D a lot, and piano, I play out with a Roland because I love the speaker on top.
Yes.
But I also have the Nord Stage 3, which I take to special cases, but mostly in the recording studio.
Okay. So this is. I'm sorry if this is the part where we get guitar nerdy.
Yeah.
What strings do you use?
What
Strings, guitar string. You remember those
you
things?
know, what are they called?
Oh, your booking agent knows this,
She
but
knows.
you don't.
I just ordered them.
Elixir?
Elixir.
Elixir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And see, again, we've just recovered. I should know this, but my brain is just going.
That's all right.
I'm like the guy now that has all the answers until I go on Jeopardy.
You're in good company because Paul McCartney did one of these interviews and they talked about his basses and that. And they said, "What kind of strings do you?" He goes, "I don't know. They come out of a pack. They just, I don't know what kind of strings I play."
So
you're in good company.
I'm going to not go with that as an excuse to not be Paul McCartney. He probably. When's the last time he changed the strings on?
Well,
his
he's a bass player, so you change them every 10 years? I mean,
if that. When there's food building up on them.
I know. Well, I don't know. Well, because he's a vegetarian. So, but this is not a funny story, but this is a true story, at least according to him. Back in the Hamburg days with the Beatles, when he started playing, because as most bass players, their bass player went and ran off with a German girl, and so he got saddled with the bass, and they had to change the strings. So they just took the low strings off of the piano at whatever club they were playing in Germany, and they put them on the bass.
I never heard that
Oh
story.
yeah, and he's told this story a couple times. So whether he's misremembering or whatever, but
I don't care. That's a great story.
it is a great story.
Makes me want to try that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, on the farm, there's a piano there. Maybe I'll just take it apart and see if I can build.
Just play the damn thing.
Well, it's true though. Once you play one of the Nords with headphones on, especially, oh my word! Yeah. And I can download any piano I want from anywhere in the country, and that thing's amazing.
See, the technology.
Yeah.
So, are you more comfortable playing guitar or keys, or what's your what do you go back to?
Well, it's actually, I kind of call them even now.
Oh, really?
And again, mostly because of playing more and more. All of a sudden, I'll have a book and I'll go, well, I'm not sure I can get through the song, but I flip to the book and go, oh yeah, fine. And I'm actually more versed on the piano because I understand it. But guitar is what I've been playing more lately, and lately I've become fascinated with how far you can go on it.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm at the stage now, let me show you how quickly I can play the scale, and I'm backing away from that. But it's an even
so
night.
You're a wannabe shredder then?
I like it, but I also realize why it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
I do like the Dire Straits style, just with the thumb.
Yeah.
And I love the scales he plays.
Yeah.
And more of an Eric Clapton, more is actually less.
Yes.
Although when I play out, for some reason that doesn't happen. Yeah. Watch how quickly I can do this.
Oh, well, you get on that stage, man. It's like, look at me. So, yeah. So, anything that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about? How do we get your book? How do we get your music?
The book is available on Amazon.
Okay.
The Philosophy of Arson, Ken Baxter.
We will have a picture of that on the Facebook page, and if I can figure out how to do that on the podcast, I'll do it there too.
And my website is kenbaxter.us. And actually, I should use the other Facebook page just for the book. Now that you made me think of that.
Yeah,
because
I'm always here to help, Ken.
Facebook. That was another new thing. Talk about coming out of prison and saying you need to get on Facebook. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Well, because you're writing a book and you have music. So now I look at half-eaten things of food.
I know. Yeah. Offline, we'll talk. We'll tell you how to get rid of that stuff because I've gotten just about all the political crap off my Facebook feed.
I'd like
every
to
once in a
eliminate
while.
that.
Every once in a while, something will come up. We'll talk. We'll talk about that offline. So, Ken Baxter. So your website is kenbaxter.us.
.us. Because there's a kenbaxter.com somewhere that's actually a musician. Who friended me, which is complicated because then it'll say Ken Baxter liked Ken Baxter today.
Well, but the Facebook algorithms, you got to like your own posts for them to get to the top of it. It's really weird. It's not narcissistic that people like their own posts.
But just the fact that you said that makes me believe that it is.
Oh, it is. I like my own post. I'm narcissistic.
I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever liked my own post.
No, but I mean, if
I'm going to start doing that tomorrow.
Well, do it. No, because there's something in the damn algorithm that if you like. My friend in California, and he is really, not so much anymore, but he is really good at the social media thing. He's an independent music. Christian Nesmith is who I was talking about. he was the one that said, well, you got to like your own post because they'll boost it up in the algorithm. And he's going into he's going down into the code of this thing. So
what we tried once we realized the book was working and it was good, and we tried marketing. And so we searched out these groups, and we got absolutely destroyed. We lost 10 grand.
Really?
It was a horrific experience of being just pulled into this author with a good book who wants it known. So you want it all to be true. And there are these companies out there that we're going to put you in book fairs. We'll print hundreds of books. And then they're going, the book fair is canceled, but we're here and the book fair is real. And by the time, and this could be an entire podcast on the things not to do as an author. So we finally, basically started calling them on what we weren't getting and what they weren't doing. Yeah. And the credit card company said, okay, you want to file a claim and get your money back, but you can't do that unless you try to work with them first. So we spent a month trying to work with them. And when we realized it was a waste of time, we went back to the credit card company who said we waited too long to file the claim. So everywhere you go, America is just taking from you. Yeah. So that was very disheartening. Yeah. And it cost us a lot. Yeah. A valuable, not even a lesson learned, just sadness. Yeah. And
So as you're going through this, I am listening to you, but I'm thinking about another question. I'm listening to you, but I'm not listening to you. No, I was. Credit card company and the whole thing. What do you get more pleasure and satisfaction from? Writing prose or writing music, or is it a little of both?
It's actually an interesting question because I love writing a good song, but none of that compares to the feeling I have of actually being a published author.
Yeah.
And it really is. And you can claim, it's not a big thing. It really is.
Oh, heck yeah.
And so I feel a level of accomplishment that I've never had in music. In music, I've been very successful at, but having a published book that is taught in school and that I can pick up and read myself and like it, right from a context point to an edited point, that's the real pride. Yeah. And everyone keeps saying, you have to keep writing. And my son would tell you there is no such thing as a music industry anymore. Yeah. It no longer actually exists. But then he did agree.
There's a whole nother podcast.
There is.
Yeah, there is. If does he prefer Nikolai or Nick? What does he prefer?
You call him Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
If Nick comes through here sometime, I'd like to sit because that would be a very interesting discussion. The current situation of the music industry. Because it's not even what it was 10 years ago.
No, and they have no qualms about telling you that it doesn't exist. I mean, we grew up in time of A&R representatives for labels. That's what?
Yeah.
There's nobody out there trying to find you. Right. There's no one walking into nightclubs going, I'm going to sign you to a record deal. No. You do for yourself.
Yep.
And
wow, we're going to go down another rabbit hole here.
We were wrapping this up a minute ago.
We were wrapping this up a minute ago, and now we're going to talk. We got to have you back. The whole home recording stuff and how I said, part of it is it levels the playing field, but maybe not. I mean, because
it's the person you are is what it's always going to be.
Yeah.
Nick's own boss told me once, he said, we're out here, we have this professional studio. Obviously, we do what we do.
Right.
He said, but the next big hit song can come from some guy's garage. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is. Yeah. But on the other hand, I saw something on Facebook the other day that showed, here's you as a teenager in a rock band. Here's you as 30 years old. And then once you reach a certain age, you're an old retired guy with a home studio.
Yep.
And we all are.
Yeah.
So and so that was making fun of us. Mm-hmm. And so there is a part that's true. Yeah, we all have studios thinking we're going to put out the next big song. But the truth is, that's where the next big song comes from.
Exactly. Home studio, YouTube, TikTok, whatever.
And then there is the marketing behind the chosen celebrity songwriters, singers, performers. They just, we have 80 songs to choose from. We guarantee you this one's a hit. Apple will put $10 million behind it.
Right.
So That's
Yeah,
that's the other way.
But again, we're going down a rabbit hole. How many of these, home recording YouTubes are going to have legs?
Again, it's still the 1 in a million.
Yeah.
The problem is there's so much of it. The technology has gotten to the point where two things happen. The technology is so good, your home studio is producing stuff that's as good as anywhere else.
Yeah.
The other problem is there's 10 billion home studios, and the entire world is connected to the point where so much is going on that it's like, say, professional sports. Baseball's failing. And how is that possible? Because there's too many other things to choose from.
Right.
And in music, it's the same way. There's so much to choose from.
Yeah.
And people from China and Afghanistan are listening to your song this morning.
I know.
Or they're not. So it's a double-edged sword. My advice is if you're a writer, they tell you you're right. If you're a songwriter, write songs.
Right.
You can't worry about am I writing the next hit song.
Yeah.
Because if you're worried about that, then you're already done.
Yeah. Another friend, the guy I just mentioned, Christian Nesmith, his wife, her name's Cersei Link. And I'd met, we were talking, I said, I can't write songs. And basically she just looked at me and she goes, just write the damn song.
Right, write the song.
And so I started writing songs, and I met her again out in California, and I said, hey, I took your advice. I just wrote the damn song. Just write.
Just right.
Yeah.
And some of the best advice, I got to drop a name. Larry Hopin. You're still the one.
Yes.
A friend of mine who's now passed away.
Oh.
His advice to me was write, rewrite, and write again.
Yep.
Don't take your song and think, here is my song, it's finished, it's a hit song. Take your song, rip it apart, write it again, change the key, change the words.
Or don't be so thin-skinned that you can't take it to somebody and say, what can I make? How can I make this better? Our band has done that with, I would say, most of my songs that I've written. It's like, why don't you change this, or why don't we do this? I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do it.
And the thin skin's the best part. One of the songs we were talking about that I'm redoing from the past was written about my son when he was born. Yeah. He couldn't sleep. Oh, wow, I get to take credit again.
There you go.
He was in his crib, and I played guitar so he could fall asleep. Yeah. And I wrote a song called The Children's Song. Yeah. So I told him we're going to re-record this, and he went, well, could you put real chords in it? Because he wrote it in 1985, and I'm sorry, but G, A, and D aren't going to do it. And I'm
Wait
laughing.
a minute. So this is Nick?
This is Nick.
Nick, 3 chords in the truth, brother. Come on.
But here it is. Why don't you just try a little progression with not just a relative minor, but maybe jump a key or throw a couple augmented walk downs where you get the B seventh, B flat A. Yeah. So I did that, and he said, okay, so that's a good start. But he's just so hard. And he was right. He said, if you think you're going to re-release this song, first of all, I don't want to ever hear it again because it was written about me in 1985. And he said, so this thing better sound different when I hear it again.
Dang, so you created a monster.
I did. But they're all correct because I'll sit down and I look at my songs and go, I love this song. What could make it better? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're going, you know what? I didn't have this ability 5 years ago. Now I do. Yeah. So change it. Yep. Except for Fortune Teller, because that can never change.
That's right. That's right. Any song that you wrote in a bathroom.
One of the words, I won't lie, steal, kick the cat, or ever wear the same pair of shoes. And people go, why did you say that? Because it rhymed.
It rhymes, exactly. Oh, my gosh. Ken, it has been an absolute, unmitigated, perpetually great experience meeting you today. I'll tell you what, I was a little trepidatious. Coming into this because, you've written a book.
Because you pretended to go to Atlanta or somewhere.
Yeah, I pretended to go away, It's like, I would say, I don't want to meet this. No, seriously. I was like, I don't know this guy. He could be a real jerk. He could be the most pretentious, give me a... It has been a joy.
And I liked you from the second I walked into this room.
Well, I have you fooled.
Yeah. So
most people take an instant disliking to me because it saves time.
Well, she told me I shouldn't do that anymore.
Good. See, she is good. You've done good. You have done good no matter what.
That's what I figure. I've already achieved everything I could hope for. So everything else is just a bonus.
Everything else is gravy, man. You know, I mean, come on. Ken, it has been an absolute 100% pleasure to sit down with you.
This is an honor, actually.
Oh, please. Good gosh. This is, you know, we're not even, we're just about to 500 downloads for all of the podcasts I've done for this thing. But in all seriousness, I love this gig because I have gotten to, and I knew a lot of the musicians in the area, but I got to meet so many more. And I'm going to put you at the top of this list. It's like, you know, damn, man, this guy he's the real deal. So how are we going to wrap this up? Well, we're going to play you out with Can't Let Go. So you want to tee that song up for us?
You couldn't ask for a perfect ending.
Well, there you go. That's why we chose it.
This will close my past. Because I am writing much more clever songs, but this song was written at a time when my son Nick was, I'm guessing, 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
And the members that are playing on it are all former members of really large bands. Not a single person played on the song at the same time. We wrote the song, and it was about living back in the mid 90s when you first had telephones in your car, and none of it made any sense to me. Right. So we wrote this song about Can't Let Go. And it turned to be prophetic because today I still find the same thing. Yeah. With all the things I've gained and everything I've done, I still get trapped by the same, I wonder if they like me. I wonder if this, they have that, I don't. It's society just pulling you back into this game. Yeah. And so this song is over 30 years old, played by some of the greatest musicians I'll ever know are on this, what turned out to be a virtually one at a time live performance. Wow. And it's one of my favorite recordings. All
right. So this is Ken Baxter, Can't Let Go. We're going to have you back because, and this has happened before on the podcast. I feel like we barely scratched the surface with you, my friend. And
you make it easy. You make it easy just to talk.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get out of the studio. But without getting too maudlin, without getting like I feel like I've met a friend here today.
No, we're not even close to being done. Matter of fact, I'm coming Saturday, and we're gonna. I can see it all now.
Yeah, that's right. I can see it all now. We're gonna, get in trouble. Be calling our spouses. Can you come pick them up? So, Ken, Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mike.
This is Ken Baxter, folks. The Philosophy of Arson is out on Amazon. Ken Baxter
.us.
That's right. And we'll be hearing a lot more from you. What else you got?
Now, the album's available on Spotify.
The name of the album is
the soundtrack for the Philosophy of Arson. And the book and the soundtrack are also available in like 27 countries. Only I don't get any of that money. Someone stole that.
Yeah, but they're not. But they're not in
No.
So, all right, Ken Baxter on the Rec Room Radio Hour podcast. We're going to play out with Can't Let Go. Thank you, Ken. You. All righty, bud.
Wrong direction, tired of chasing the American dream, drowning in hope of desperation of avoiding the grasp of some government scheme. So tell me the truth about what I'm seeing. Tell me the truth about where we've been. 'Cause I don't believe in the way we're living is the way we were meant to be living in the end. bought a dog and my neighbor's one dead. A cellular phone in a car that goes nowhere. Well, I don't know why I get out of bed. Well, I know it's hard, but I gotta start someplace. I know it's tough for the girl to break free. Gotta get off of this road to nowhere. But how do I live without a cable TV? Cable TV. So give me a light. Give me a life I can lead. 'Cause I'm making my mind. I'm making my mind up to leave. 'Cause time after time I have heard I'm no good.
Well, thank you so much for listening to hopefully part 1 and part 2 of our amazing discussion with Ken Baxter. What a remarkable life. And please pick up his book, The Philosophy of Arson, wherever books are sold or from Amazon. Reach out to Ken on his social media platforms, and we're going to look forward to seeing him out and about, and we're going to sit down with him again because it was a remarkable story. He's got more. Tune in each week to the Rec Room Radio Hour on WXPIRadio.org, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. for all local music from the Susquehanna Valleys. And while you're there, make a small contribution to our radio station, if you would please. Thanks to Clark McLean and the boys for our theme. Until next time, please don't fret, stay tuned, and play nice. Bye-bye.